The pandemic is finally coming to an end, which is awesome, but unfortunately for a lot of us, that means going back to the office. In order to help you with that transition, or maybe just want to learn how to make a nice full breakfast, I'll teach you how to make a traditional Japanese breakfast that has a little bit of everything. We'll cook salmon with butter, similar to the French Meuniere method, a delicious miso soup filled with umami flavor, a refreshing Daikon salad, and top it off with rice and natto. It's very quick and easy to make, hence I'm in a suit so I can just make it, eat it of course, then go straight to work. では始めよう. We'll first make the daikon salad. Get a block of daikon, which is actually one of Japan's most consumed vegetables. Then peel it as you turn it around. Cut one side vertically at about 5 millimeters in thickness, or 1/5 of an inch in freedom units. Keep turning it around and repeat the process on all sides, and try to make it all about the same size. It should end up looking like this. Stack the pieces diagonally and cut them into rectangular blocks. You could use something like a vegetable shredder to get really thin and fine strands. But like most things in life, I like them thick. And it'll end up looking like this. Now get a block of radish sprouts. Then cut the bottom as it's not edible. Prepare a bowl of water, then put the daikon and the radish sprouts into the bowl. Gently press everything down so that they're all submerged in the water. Then leave it alone for 5 minutes. Then shake it up. Now put it into a separate bowl. Then gently mix it up. Be very careful as the radish sprouts can easily break apart. We'll now make the dressing by putting 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, and a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Mix it all up, then evenly pour it into our vegetables. Then gently mix it up until it looks like this. Then put your desired amount onto a plate. By the way, I just love this plate. It's so beautiful. My mom sent it to me all the way from Japan. So sweet. Put on some bonito flakes, aka katsuobushi, on top. I don't know why I look so angry. Then top it off with shredded seaweed. And we're finished. Now we'll make the miso soup. Get a big, thick negi. Then cut off the green part on top and the bottom stub, as we won't be needing them. Then cut the negi into thin pieces. You know, if I had a better knife, I can do this so much faster. I know I've been whining about this since my first video. So my mom actually sent me a really nice Japanese knife, but the entire package got stolen in my building. Oh well, it is what it is. It should end up looking like this. Now get yourself a block of tofu in your preferred firmness. Then cut open the packaging, then dump the water into a bowl or a sink or whatever. So soft, so jiggly. Do you remember what I said the last time I used tofu? I haven't felt something so smooth and jiggly in months. Well, add 3 more months to that. Well, anyway, let's start cutting. First, cut it in half vertically, then cut horizontally. That is the only time I'm glad I have a crappy knife so that I don't have to worry about cutting my hand. But I am worried about dropping some of the pieces. Oh my god, I think the one on the left is about to fall off. I think we're in the clear. Oh. Now get about 8 grams of bonito flakes. Then microwave it without putting on a lid for a minute in medium power. Then crush it to make it as powdery as possible. Microwaving it just got rid of the moisture to make this easier. Now get about 1/2 teaspoon of ajinomoto. By using dashi derived from both a fish and a plant, we get so much umami without having to make a dedicated dashi broth. Now get a pot and pour 450 milliliters of water, enough for about 3 to 4 servings. Then put in the bonito flakes powder and the ajinomoto. Set to medium heat and bring it to a boil. Turn the heat off for a sec, then put in our negi and the tofu. Turn the heat back on and gently stir for a minute or 2. Lower the heat a tad until it stops boiling. Then put in 2 tablespoons of your favorite miso. My name is Chihiro and I endorse this miso brand. You know, I actually don't really care, but if I ever get big enough to get sponsored, that's probably how it'll go. Well, anyway, melt the miso and continue to stir for a minute or so. Looking good. Let's do a taste test. Oishii! Now put it into a little bowl. Again, look how beautiful this bowl is. And we're finished. Now we'll make the salmon. Get a piece of salmon fillet, whatever size you desire. Then season it with salt and pepper. Then cover it with flour, as it will go really well with the butter we'll be cooking with. We'll now cook the skin, so get a pan, hold it with olive oil, and set to medium heat. Put in the fillet before the pan is fully heated. The idea is to cook slowly. Putting it on the side of the pan makes it a little easier. Push it down occasionally so that the skin has full contact with the pan. It should end up looking like this. Lower the heat and sear all sides. Then put it aside for a bit. Then clean up the pan as it gets rid of that fishy scent. Then coat it with olive oil again. Then set to low-medium heat. Put in the salmon before the pan is fully heated. Then put in about 10 grams of butter on the side. Then melt it with the olive oil. Then use a spoon to scoop the butter olive oil mixture onto the salmon as you flip it over back and forth. Keep repeating this process for a few minutes. And I'm really starting to feel like a tool for cooking with a suit on. Like, what am I doing? 俺の人生って何なんだろう? Well, anyway, it's ready when you press it and has a bouncy sensation. Now take it out and put it onto some paper napkins. Now saute some vegetables of your choice in the same pan. I'm using bunashimeji mushrooms, aka beach mushrooms, but you can use other kinds of mushrooms, or some spinach or carrots would also go really well with this. Put your veggies onto a plate, then the salmon, pour a little bit of soy sauce, and we're finished. We'll round it out with rice and natto. Now, natto is something that comes in a package like this that you can find at most Japanese groceries. It's essentially fermented beans that even many Japanese people don't like. But I think it's great and you should definitely give it a shot. Put it into a bowl, pour in the included sauce, put in some leftover negi, then mix it until it gets super sticky like this. We are finished now. バターが染み込んでて美味しい。本当に出汁が効いている。思ってた以上にさっぱり感がある。You know, there are certain things about office life that I do miss. Having that face-to-face interaction with your colleagues can be a good thing, assuming they're cool. I mean, there's plenty of people that I definitely don't want to see again, but ultimately I do think that, you know, working from home is a better system for most people. Like, what I enjoy the most is having freedom. Like, I can still get things done, but sometimes I just want to take a nap. I want to go take a walk outside, but you can't do that if you are working in an office. And some companies do realize that, you know, maybe this work from home or like a hybrid system is the way of the future, and that is great. But there are other companies, right, that even though they were profitable and all the numbers were up, they're still making people go back to the office. Which to me is like, come on, you can't do that. You know, they make all these like excuses. We are a family, our work culture is so unique, we need everybody in the office, blah, 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 which is obviously completely nonsense. But ultimately, it just comes down to money, right? So like a lot of these companies that are making people come back to the office, they have like 10, 15, 20-year leases in their, you know, office buildings that they can't get out of, and if they don't utilize that, then it's just throwing money away. And I do understand that perspective. Like, I am a capitalist at heart. I even went to business school. That's a very short-sighted approach. Like, yeah, maybe you'll, you know, bleed less money in the short term, but if you have unhappy employees who have experienced a lot of good things in the past 2 years working from home, why would they want to work for you? Like, they will go work for your competitors, like, who do offer like at least a hybrid model or a fully work from home situation. So it's like, yeah, and companies are made up of people, and if people don't want to be there, then you're not going to have a company for that much longer, will you? You know, I totally get that there are many professions that you do need to be like there in person. And some people actually do prefer working in an office, like they're more productive and all that. I think I've been rambling for way too long and I do have to go to the office, so yeah. I don't have a job. Alright, I'm gonna take my morning depression nap now, so if you're interested in some other kind of breakfast, check out the pancake video that I did, which I'll link at the end. So yeah, good morning, good night.